Today's World Catches the Measles is the 16th episode of the second season of the Doris Day Show, and this one's pretty great because most of it is set at Doris's house. And something I've mentioned a lot with season 2 is that I often miss Buck and the boys, even though they're in quite a few episodes. We don't spend as much time in the house. Doris invites Mr. Nicholson and Mr. Harvey to her home for the weekend because they're struggling to come up with some ideas. They're burning out. She invites them to come over, have a nice time, go back to work the next week fully recharged. And after a little bit of hesitation, they agree. However, when they get there, it turns out that one of the boys has measles. And Doris calls the doctor, and the doctor comes along, gives him a shot, everything's fine. However, because Mr. Harvey and Mr. Nicholson can't remember if they had the measles when they were children, the doctor has to, first of all, give them shots as well, which I hated. We don't even see it close up, but it still made me feel sick. And then they have to stay in the house because they've been exposed to it. So everybody's quarantined in Doris's house, and we spend pretty much the entire time there, and it's good fun. They do try and get some work done. And with everybody living in such close proximity, not everybody gets on very well 100% of the time, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And obviously, this kind of episode hits a little bit differently now after what happened in 2020 and onwards with various lockdowns and things. But even without that, it's not a pleasant thought to think that everybody in one house is at risk of either catching measles or spreading measles. And it takes a couple of interesting directions, and I like it. Myrna does get to feature quite a bit. Well, no, that's a lie. A decent amount, even though she's obviously not staying at the house with Doris, Buck, and the boys. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good episode, and one that I really thoroughly enjoyed, and I'd be very happy to watch again. I did miss spending time with Buck, Toby, and Billy. So to have an episode where we can't escape them, we're not allowed to leave the house, I thought worked very, very well. And of course, Doris was on top form as always, and Doris tried to keep everybody happy and make everybody feel good. And obviously, it's not the best situation for people to be in, but needs must. And the doctor, I thought the doctor was a pretty great character as well. He's played by Walter Sande, and yeah, I think he brought a great energy to it. Definitely, as is usually the case with the Doris Day Show. Another really solid, wonderful episode that I will always be happy to watch.